The case against IEC Commissioner Dr Nomsa Masuku has been postponed to November. She appeared briefly in the Johannesburg Commercial Crimes Court this morning. Masuku was arrested earlier this year on charges relating to fraud of 1.2 million rand. She's accused of siphoning the funds during her tenure at Standard Bank, where she was the head of a school's bursary scheme. Investigations have found that she manipulated documents to award scholarships to family and friends instead of deserving applicants. Our reporter Juniour Khumalo was in court, and in fact he joins us live here in studio. Juniour, always good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And what a shocking story it is, just based on the evidence that police say that they have.
Indeed, a very shocking story, especially also given the portfolio that she holds within the IEC. She's a commissioner of the IEC. And as you remember, this arrest happened just days after the much anticipated elections and hotly contested elections. So there were people that were saying that the elections were not free and fair. And when this arrest happened, a lot of people thought it was in relation to her role in the IEC. But this was in relation to the tenure that she spent with the Standard Bank. She was at the Standard Bank from 2006 until 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And these allegations are alleged to have taken place in 2008, where she's alleged to have awarded some of the money to family members, scholarships, to family members and friends as well. And some of the money is alleged to have been directly transferred to her own account. Yeah. So for today, the state asked for a postponement because they are in the process of arresting about 3 individuals. We understand that one of the individuals is her nephew that is also going to be arrested because it said that he also received the amount of money from Masuku when she was at Standard Bank.
I mean, it's important that you give us the context of the May elections, right? And the questions that a number of political parties had about the freeness and fairness of the elections and the running of the IEC. I mean, it couldn't have come at a worse time for the IEC.
It definitely couldn't have come at a worse time because Dr. Masuku was in charge of most of the briefings that the IEC was holding during the time as the commissioner of the IEC. So a lot of people, when she was arrested, thought it was on the back of those allegations that the results were not free and fair. But it turns out it was for that tenure when she was at Standard Bank. But despite the request for the postponement, the state still believes that it is ready to go ahead with the case. Let's just take a listen to what the state prosecutor had to say about this.
Your legal representatives have received a provisional charge sheet from the prosecution. They have also made an arrangement to collect the rest of the documents that they require. They will receive that and discuss the matter with you, consult, and then decide how they want to proceed herein. So on the 7th of November, when you return, your legal representatives should have already consulted with you and decided how they want to proceed herein. You are on bail, ma'am. You are warned to return on the 7th of November. If you do not return, the bail that you have paid will be cancelled and a warrant will be authorized for your arrest.
We are ready to proceed with trial. We have arranged with the defense to disclose the contents of the docket by tomorrow. They have received the charge sheet in respect of accused number 1. So we are hopeful that by the time we return to court on the 7th, we will be in a position to disclose to the other 3 suspects whom we are hoping that by the 7th they would have appeared before court and return on the same date with the first accused on the 7th of November.
So, Juniour, the next question, I suppose, is because institutions of this nature, the IEC, the NPA, these sort of oversight bodies, there are rigorous processes that need to unfold if you or I were ever to end up at the IEC.
Indeed.
So when was she appointed at the IEC, Dr. Nomsa Masuku, versus when did Standard Bank lay these charges against her?
So Dr. Masuku was appointed at the IEC in 2018, and Standard Bank laid the charges in 2014. So it's still unclear how then she bypassed all of those processes and was appointed as a commissioner of the IEC. But even now, with the allegations against her and this case going ahead, the IEC has just noted the developments, and they still have not placed her on suspension as far as I know. So she's still a commissioner of the IEC.
And the 3 suspects, has the NPA said anything about these 3 suspects that they are still hoping to arrest? Who they might be, how they might involve? You already said one of them is a family member of Dr. Masuku.
We understand that one of the individuals that's going to be arrested is the nephew who is implicated in this. We're not so sure about the other two, but the prosecutor indicated that he has completed all investigations on Masuku as well as on the three. So as soon as they're arrested, they're going to appear before the magistrate's court. They're going to apply for bail, I'm sure, but they are expected to appear with her on the 7th of November when she does appear, and we do expect that the case will go ahead. We heard the defense arguing that this matter has been going on for over 10 years now, and why is the arrest only happening now?
Yeah, absolutely. It begs the question, you know, the education crisis in the country. There are so many deserving students who do so incredibly well. We talk often about the missing middle, these students who have no way of applying for funds because their parents earn above a threshold. One just wonders, because this is allegations of corruption, but corruption has a face, right? And we wonder how many students would have been impacted by this, how many students could have furthered their education but did not because of incidents like this.
Indeed. And also the role that Masuku was playing. She was an advocate for women's rights even when she was in the IEC. So given all of the roles that she played and then the allegations now that are surfacing, it's a bit shocking that an individual who holds such a serious role in public then is accused of such allegations. And you're right, we've seen a lot of young people trying to get these bursaries and not getting them. And now to find out that family members of an individual who sits in such a position are the ones that are benefiting, it's shocking.
Yeah, corruption always has a human face. Juniour Khumalo, perhaps another question to put to the IEC is whether the organization plans to take further steps or a more serious step outside of just noting what is unfolding in court.
Indeed, we've seen a lot of organizations, even the ANC itself, when the Justice Minister is being accused of such serious allegations, usually they take a back foot and wait until the matters go into courts, and once they play out in courts, that's when
innocence
such
until proven guilty.
Indeed.
A key tenet of our legal system and legal systems around the world, but one that has come to haunt us here in South Africa. Juniour Khumalo, thanks very much indeed for coming into studio.